Hi, it's Kathy from Bishopstone Yarns. I'd like to welcome everybody here. And what are we? We are in the start of February for 2025. And yes, I know it's been 3 months. I can't believe it's been 3 months since I've popped along to say hello to everyone and show you what I've been doing. But what has happened? Well, December has happened, Christmas has happened, January's happened, and here we are now. I have been doing a bit of crafting over our summertime. I'm coming to you from Tasmania, which is the little island at the south of Australia. And you'll find me at the moment in the corner of my studio. And I have to say today, well, it is summer in Tasmania at the moment, and today is incredibly hot. It is, I think, 33 degrees, which for us is really, really hot, and quite humid. So you'll have to bear with me. I'll see how I go. Usually this room is quite cold, and I've got the heater on and trying to keep myself warm, but today it is just really, really warm. So I don't know why I chose today to do my video, but I did, and here I am. So hopefully I'm not looking too hot, and I thought I could just give myself a bit of a fan as we go and try and cool down. Oh my gosh, yes. Well, what else can you do? Otherwise, if I keep putting this off, I thought it'll be ages before I make my next video. So for those of you who might be interested, you can find me on Facebook as Bishopstone Yarns. You can find me on Instagram as Bishopstone Yarns. I do have a blog called Bishopstone Yarns, which I occasionally add to, sometimes not very often. And of course here on YouTube. And that's about it really. But for those of you who've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that during December I posted every day my cross stitch that I had been doing, and I will talk about that later. But I thought I would just show you my knitting first so I can get it off my lap, because it is so hot sitting on my lap. I'm not going to be trying anything on it. It's far too hot for that. But so the first jumper that I finished, for those of you who have been watching me before, you'll know that I've already made one of these jumpers. I made one of these jumpers for my husband. So this is the Anne and Carlos sweater. Oh, the name always is like not UNICEF, but the children's. Anyway, part of the money for the pattern goes towards one of the children's charities. I'm forgotten which one it is now, which is terrible. But so I have made one of these before. Like I was saying, I made one for my husband, and this one I made for my oldest son. So where are we? So this is the jumper, and it is a bottom up in the round construction, and you knit the sleeves, you knit the body, and then you add them all together, and then you knit in the round once you get to the under the arms. And I quite like the jumper. I have knit it twice, and I will be knitting it a third time, so I will explain to you. So I made this jumper to the same kind of size that I got my son to try on my husband's jumper, and it fitted him. So then I thought, well, I'll just make this one in the same size, but it is a bit tight across the top for him. So I'm not quite sure why that is, but so then I will knit a third one of these slightly larger, because there's no point him having a jumper that doesn't really fit him very well. So yeah, so that is the jumper. And so the difference between this one and the last one I did, the black is Bendigo Woolen Mills 5-ply classic in raven colour, and the top in this one is the the colour in the top of this one is different to the one I used for my husband. I used a Bluebell 5-ply for my husband's, and this one, the top of this one was in my stash, and this is, maybe this is just an Australian wool, which I'm sure we cannot, this is really old. I'm just saying that because of the price on there. So this is a Kmart 5-ply crepe wool, and it was $1.28, as you can see there on the tag. I have no idea how old this wool is, considering it was $1.28 from Kmart, which is, Kmart is just like a big department store we have here in Australia. I guess it probably, maybe Kmart, they probably have that in other countries as well. And I don't know if I can show you or not, but it's kind of slightly speckled. There you go. It's a bit brown and white. So it's quite a nice colour, and it's it fits in really well, but comes out looking, it just looks just like an off-white really in the jumper. So because this one doesn't fit my older son too well, because it's a bit tight across the chest, I'll probably give this to my younger son. So I've just started my third jumper of this one, and I think 3 will be enough. I don't think I'll be making a 4th one, hopefully. Oh, sorry, I just have to give myself a fan because it is so hot. I cannot believe how warm it is here, and I can't turn the heater on because I've only got warmth on my heater. I don't have a cooling thing on my heater. So I think there might, well, it feels very muggy, and it feels very much like it might be about to have a thunderstorm. So we'll wait and see. Hopefully that would be nice if we had a little bit of a thunderstorm with some cooling rain. That would be really nice. But in the meantime, I'm just going to use, I'll show you what I'm using. This is my little cross-stitch pattern that I had bought, the Animal Cracker series, and I have seen quite a few people have been making these up, and I've seen quite a few of the different characters. Now I'm just thinking, actually, I wouldn't mind buying a few more of the little characters. I just thought this little one was so cute, and I've got my threads and everything there ready to go. I'm going to be a bit all over the shop today, so sorry about that. Okay, so there is one more jumper. Sorry, I have to bend down to pick up this wool. Okay, so the next jumper I was going to show you was, I had gone into my handspun stash, and I was actually looking for some skeins to make a shawl, but instead I came out, as you often do, I found this yarn, which I don't know, is the camera going to, there we go. So this is a hand spun, as I was saying. It's got 1 ply of hand spun merino cross in the purple, and the other one, let's see if I can find a bit to show you, has was a mix. Here, maybe I can show you here. It has some silk and some wool. It's not really showing up particularly well, is it? But there you can see some of the lighter colors. The white in it is the silk, and so this is incredibly warm and very nice and soft and lovely, and just the little silk bits give it a little pop of color. So when I got these skeins out, I thought I would start with I thought I would just start knitting, and hopefully I would have enough. So I've got this amount left over. I only had 3 or 4 skeins, and my skeins, I don't know, would have been about 150 grams, I think. So luckily there was enough. So what I decided to knit was the flax, DK flax by Tin Can Knits, which is a great free pattern on Ravelry. Let me see if I can hold it up to show you. So you can see all the flecks in colour there are the silk. And where am I? Yep. So you can see bits of little pops of, there's some colours, reds and purples and blues and whites that are all in different coloured silk. So with an underlying purple, and then the sleeves are, I'll just show you this sleeve. The sleeves are in garter stitch, and then just a little rib at the top. So as I said, I'm not going to try and show you any of these jumpers on at the moment because it is just too hot, far too hot to be putting anything on at the moment. But I'm really, oh gosh, it's over this side. I'm really, really happy with this. It's going to be a fantastic winter jumper, and it is so nice to actually start. I have to kind of get through some of my hand spun, otherwise they're just going to be sitting there for years and years, and I don't want that. I don't want to have all my hand spun just sitting in a box. I want to start using it, and yeah, I was very happy that I had enough skeins of this to actually make the jumper, because when I started it's a little bit unknown. I didn't know if I would have enough or not to finish the jumper, but it's a great jumper. I really, really like it. If you haven't, if you're looking for a nice, easy, quick jumper pattern to do, then Flax by Tin Can Knits, well actually a lot of the Tin Can Knits designs are very easy to follow. They're straightforward patterns, easy to follow, and they don't take that long. So there we go. That is the jumpers. So they're my two finished jumpers, and so saying I will be knitting another one of the Anne and Carlos jumpers. That one will be still in, I still have a little bit more of the raven colour and a little bit more of that white. So this will be interesting to see whether or not I actually have enough of the raven to finish the jumper, because the point of starting the whole process of knitting these jumpers was to use up, I had in my stash quite a few balls of the Bendigo Woolen Mill Raven, and I kind of kept thinking I'm not really a kind of person who wears a black jumper, so it had been sitting there for a long time. I think it had even come from my mum or somewhere like that, and so I don't want to have to buy more black to finish this third jumper, because that will kind of then defeat the whole purpose of trying to use up the black in my stash. But we'll see how we go. I might be able to just scrape of the third jumper in, and if not, well, we'll see how we go. Sorry, I'm going to fan myself again. Oh, so much nicer. This room, well, I was going to say this room really needs a fan, but then it's only probably one day a year that you could possibly say that it's ever kind of quite this hot and muggy here. It's we've had a fantastic summer in Tasmania. The weather has been really great, and it has lasted, and it's been long and lovely, lovely, just absolutely lovely. Okay, so moving on. Okay, I was talking about cross stitch earlier, so I think I will show you what I've been doing there. Just grab my patterns. So I've been doing the Prairie School Santa's 12 Days of Christmas. So I had bought the 3 lots of patterns for, so you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know why I'm reading this out, I'm sure you can do it, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. And so I had been up to, oh, what had I been up to? I think I'd finished 9. I think I was on 10. at the beginning of December, and then I decided, okay, I'm going to cross stitch every day in December. And like I said, if you're interested in having a look, you can pop along on Instagram, have a look at Bishopstone Yarns. And so I've got a photo every day in December of my cross stitch. And I was really, really pleasantly surprised that I actually got around to finishing the whole thing. I got them all finished. So ta-da, where is it? Oh, it's the other side. There we go. That is my beautiful finished 12 days of Christmas. I had so much fun doing this. I really, 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 really enjoyed doing this. I had to change a few colours around just because towards the end I didn't want to go out and buy the threads because I've got so many threads here at home. I did have to go out and buy some more red because the red had to stay the same. And then I think one of the colours on the pear, I was running out of the colours on the pear, and then I went back through my stash, and actually I found the right colour that I needed. That was some that my mother-in-law had given me. Yeah, so that all worked out really, really well. I'm really happy with this. What I'm thinking I'm going to do, just have to put it down a bit, is I've been wondering, first of all, I was going to make these as individual pieces and, you know, like little kind of cushions, and then bring out one each day in December. But now I have decided I think I might just make it as a, just as a wall hanging like this. Put a bit of kind of heavy duty fusible, what's it called? Fusible interfacing on the back, and then back it, and then just have it as one big piece to hang, because I think they look really nice together. Don't know which one's my favourite. If people have a favourite, let me know. Write in and let me know which is your favourite. Which one is your favourite? I don't know. I like so many of them. I mean, 10's quite cute, but then I do like 7 because it's got the swans in it. I like 4. 4 and 3. I don't know which one is my favourite. But maybe people out there have got a favourite. So let me know. Write in the comments. Tell me which one you think is your favourite. And also, just wondering, what would be the best way to hang this? Like, once I make this into a wall hanging, should I just hang it as in, like, put little clips on here and hang it, or put a little sleeve at the back, or how do you think, how would you hang it? I'd really like people to let me know how they would hang it, how they would display it. Yeah, that would be really interesting to know. Okay, so, excuse me, just pop that over there. Then the other thing I have been working on since I finished that, I was actually missing my morning, doing my morning cross stitch. So I had bought this pattern called The Funky Chickens by Satsuma Street. I just thought they were so cute. So I bought these from one of my local, I guess it's local, cross-stitch shops in Hobart, called A Stitch in Time, which is in Sandy Bay. So that's in town. I guess it's local because, you know, it's in the south, it's near where we are, nearish where we are. So I started with the rooster. So where's Mr. Rooster? This one here. And so let me show you. I have finished him. I have not put him together, but I have finished him, and I have put some interfacing on the back just to make it a little bit sturdier. And then I just have to sew him together. Oh yes, and each one has like a little saying. So this is the bottom of the chicken. So if you can imagine when he's sitting down, That will be his bottom. This, it's a little tricky to try and explain, but it kind of sits like this, if you know what I mean. And so the little saying is on the bottom, and each one has a different little chicken related saying on the bottom. So this this is kind of how it's going to be, if you know what I mean. But the thing that's holding me up at the moment is I need to find some felt to go with him. I'll just get the pattern again, I can show you. Just need a little bit of felt to go as for the beak and the what's it called on the top of his head there, the comb, and his tail. I thought I had some felt, but I can't find it, so I'll wait and see. I might have to go out and buy that before I can stick him together. And yeah, he was quite cute. So I've just made one at the moment. I've got more of that material. Excuse me if I'm just trying to grab the material. So I've got some more of this material here. A long strip of it actually. So I mean, I've got enough, definitely got heaps there to make the other two. And this was just something that came out of my stash. I don't know where it came from or what it was, but it's oh, the camera's probably not going to pick it up, but compared to what I think what I've been using for my other for my Santas, the linen for the Santas, which I think was a 32 count. I'm not quite sure what count this is, but this is so much easier. You can see it's so much easier to cross stitch on in terms of, you know, you can see the holes, whereas the linen is absolutely gorgeous, but yeah, you can't see through. Wow, what do I say? It's a denser weave with the linen. This one is definitely a looser weave and easier to work on, or quicker to work on. Yeah, so that is what I have been cross stitching. I think the next thing I'm going to try to work on will be my little friend here, which is a very good fan. And yes, I think that will probably be my next little thing to work on. And what else have I been doing? I have still been making lots and lots of my little hexagons. For those people who've been watching before, you know I've been hand sewing a whole heap of hexagons together. I have made a little pin cushion just with a lot of my kind of like the leftover individual kind of hexagons I had that kind of weren't really going to make a flower. I've got that on the bottom. I still have a thread on here because I haven't decided yet if I'm going to pop like a button in here to kind of like pull it together. I haven't quite decided on that yet, but I just thought it was a cute way to use up the last few kind of hexagons. Then what else am I working on? Well, my next big project, because I have finished the Farmer's Wife sampler quilt, I do not have to be talking about that much anymore. It might come up occasionally because I still really like my that quilt. But I have just bought myself My Small World by Jen Kingswell. So this is kind of a bit of I shouldn't say scrappy quilt, but a quilt to use up lots and lots of different materials, and it has lots and lots of well, as you can see in there, each block is slightly different. So you've got the sky, and there we go. So you've got the sky up here and kind of like a cityscape, and lots of interesting blocks in here. So I don't think there's anything, well, I shouldn't say there's not. Most of the blocks are quite easy to do. I'm not kind of concerned for them. Some have a little bit of applique in it, And about to say here, a bit hard to show you, but over in this corner, yeah, over here, there are some kind of arcs, and I don't know what you call them, but got these shapes here, which I haven't done before, but that's the point of doing this, is to have a go and make some things that I haven't done before, which is exactly what the Farmer's Wife quilt was all about. I learned a lot doing that, so I'm sure I'll enjoy doing this. I will enjoy going through my maybe the most enjoyable part, I shouldn't really say that, will be going through my materials and getting the materials for this. It comes in this really great little booklet, so it kind of goes and just that she goes through each block and explains it to you. And yeah, so I think this quilt has been around for quite a while. I think I was almost going to say 2016. I'm not sure if I can see in here when she actually, 2015. Okay, so this has been around since 2015. So the great thing about this is there have been a lot of people who've made it. So I have been able to go online and have a look at different, like the different colorways that people have used, and then coming out with a design, the kind of color scheme that I might use for this. Yeah, but of course that's going to be a long-term project. So remember that name, My Small World. I think I'll be saying that a lot, as in I will no longer be saying the Farmer's Wife sampler quilt. I will be saying My Small World quilt. So yeah, so I'm really, really looking forward to that. So that'll be my major quilting project. I will have my cross stitch pattern to go on with. I thought I would use that on the leftover linen, the 32 count linen that I used for my Santas. And that's probably about it at the moment. Yeah, I was just looking to think, is there anything else? I think, I mean, I have made another pair of socks, which I have gifted, so I haven't got those to show you. I think that's about it. I think I don't really have anything else to say at the moment. Actually, for those of you who've been watching for a while, you might see that I have moved some things around up here. I've been trying to move things around in my studio, trying to find things, well, I don't know, just trying to find a place to put everything, because I have finally moved, I've moved my sewing machine from, well, I used to have my sewing machine in the entrance, like when you walked in the front door. So now I have moved my sewing machine into here, which means that I had to move my loom and some other things off the table behind me. And so then I've moved my weaving wool over to the other side of the studio where my loom is. And 2025, I really, really want to do some weaving. So I really want to get back into weaving. And I think I said this last year, but I really have to get into it because I really want to see if I'm still enjoying it or not. If it's really something I want to continue doing. I mean, like, I have been weaving for years, but I haven't done any weaving for a few years. So, well, I have done a little bit of weaving, but no consistent weaving like I had in the past. So I'm going to see if I can rekindle my love for weaving. And yeah, I guess that's where I'm going to stop at the moment. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed my little chitter chatter about what I've been up to. And sorry that I've been fanning myself, but the weather is what it is. And it's quite warm in this room. I think I'm going to go and move into the other room now because it is enough. Okay, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.